Welcome to So Many Receipts. I'm Flo Michelle.
And I'm Shelley Seddon.
And we are two entertainment journos based in Sydney, Australia who love to analyse and talk about all things reality, TV and pop culture.
Each week on Receipt Roundup, we bring you our take on what's trending.
Welcome to our deep dive into the Golden Bachelor Australia premiere this week. I think that we should rename the show Who's Gonna Poke the Bear?
Oh dear, I don't know if I want to think about bear and poking. That kind of makes me feel squeamish.
I know. Well, we actually got to meet the bear and also host Sam Armytage at Channel 9's Golden Bachelor launch party this week. You can see some of our TikTok video that we shot on the screen right now.
Yeah, it was held at Event Cinemas in Sydney CBD. There is some of our footage right now. It was a tad odd because it was a boiling hot day and most of the media and podcasters like us were in these business-like summer outfits, right? And then the ladies, they were all in those floor-length glitzy ball gowns at 12 noon lunchtime, not far from the popcorn machine.
Yes, it was a bit, pageant-y, but there was a red carpet and we could freely mingle with the ladies in a bar area where some of them danced alongside a DJ in the middle of the day. There was champagne and wine, mini hamburgers and teriyaki chicken. Plus, we got a huge bag of lollies from the show's sponsor, Daryl Lee. And then we watched the episode in the cinema.
Did it sort of feel like old people lollies though? It was all licorice.
It was very licorice-y.
I brought it home and my son looked at it and went, "What's this?" I'd never heard of it. Anyway, it was a fun vibe and the ladies were all lovely. Although I wasn't sure what to make of Bear after our chat.
I know.
Did you get that same feeling?
Yeah, I didn't know either. So most people know what BDE is, but we invented RME, which is Rich Man Energy. So this came about after we met, the MAFS stars, Jackie and Clint, at an event a few months ago. Clint smelled good.
Yes.
He looked good. He just gave off these rich man vibes. So does Bear have RME? I would say not so much.
I definitely didn't get RME from him because the reason why I'm bringing it up is that often they do choose someone that's quite wealthy, right? But I didn't get RME.
Well, he was wearing just like a standard issue black tux at the event. I mean, he was nice enough. He's Canadian. They're very nice. But does he have, the X factor? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I didn't find him terribly charismatic, but maybe that's okay. As long as he's a good guy, I'll let it slide.
Yeah, well, some people are upset because the first Australian Golden Bachelor is originally from Canada. So I kind of get it. I mean, surely there isn't a sexy Australian silver fox out there. Mark Bouris, I am looking at you.
Oh, Mr. Bouris would be so good. I think he's taken though.
I'm not sure. He would be so good though.
Yes,
And I have to say, I don't think the star of the show is going to be Bear. It's going to be the women. We'll get into all of that in a minute, though.
Yeah, and there's already a lot of talk about Sam Armytage as well, who I have to say looked fabulous.
Yes.
She was very nice and said the difference between this show and Farmer Wants a Wife is that the ladies are much more sophisticated because she, was hosting that one as well for years. And we asked if there was a standout who might be the next Golden Bachelorette, and she said we would have to watch. And of course, we asked her if she would consider being the Golden Bachelorette, and it was a hard no, like, oh, no. She almost seemed to recoil a little bit at that question.
I think the last thing poor Sam wants is more attention on her personal life. But I have a side note. Sam posted on her Insta the next day that she was selling a bunch of her things at a resale store in Mosman called Venla. It's where you rent a rack and you put your clothes on it. It is one of my favorite stores in Mosman, I have to say. So, of course, I had to go check out Sam's rack. That is not a euphemism.
She's got a good rack.
She does have a good rack. In this instance, her rack is number 32. There were a ton of pants, lots of size 14s, lots of prints. Not really my style. I don't do prints. But if you're in the neighborhood, check it out.
But does that mean if you liked some of her clothes, you would actually wear Sam's old clothes?
Yeah, for sure. Designer resale boutiques are all the rage. Okay. And if there was something in my size, I totally would have grabbed it. And I have to say, at this event, we also met several of the ladies vying for Bear's paw or to join Bear in his lair. Am I the only one doing bear puns here?
So just you do them. You just do you.
I'll do the bear puns.
Yeah.
It's like mom jokes. So I have to say, I was impressed with the ladies.
And the main theme we heard over and over again from them at the launch party, it's not the real Housewives of Elizabeth Bay where the Bachelor Mansion is this season. It was all about the sisterhood. But I am wondering, is anyone going to smash a glass? That's kind of standard now in these shows.
I actually don't think so because
I should give them stunt glasses because it's so expected.
But I feel like these women really genuinely loved each other and really bonded. And they're old enough where they are, too old for the bullshit, whether it's the petty fighting or settling for some random man. They know their worth and they're doing this because they're just willing to take a shot and put themselves out there. I actually really thought they were inspiring. Yeah,
so on to the ladies we met. Of course, everyone wanted to meet Laura, who's Abby Chatfield's mum, who's 64. You can see where Abby gets her spark from. I did like Laura. She was very chatty and extroverted. She said Abby was very supportive of her going on the show. I did ask her if she was ever concerned about the amount of hate Abby sometimes gets online for her outspoken views, but she said she wasn't worried as Abby's a really strong girl. She raised her to be a strong girl. And then we also met Abby herself, who turned up with her boyfriend Adam Hyde from the band Peking Duck in support of her mum. And they were very friendly and smiley. I said to Abby, are you okay? Because I'd just seen some kind of TikTok of her crying. I don't think she knew what I was talking about. She kind of looked at me a bit blank. And then I said, the TikTok. And she said, oh, no, fine.
Well, I think she was probably confused because she's on TikTok every day crying and breaking down. So I have to say, I really loved Angela, who is a 52-year-old psychotherapist from Victoria. She is stunning. She wore a great pink Rebecca Valance dress at the premiere. I loved her.
Well, I thought that was the best dress of the day. And I also thought she was the most beautiful.
Yes, and she was really smart too. I enjoyed talking to her, and we thought for sure she was the front runner.
Yes.
But no, she didn't even receive a rose during the first rose ceremony. Like, we were both shocked.
And kind of zero airtime.
I know.
Virtually none, given the boot night one. I've said it a million times. We have absolutely no intuition. We're always wrong about all of these things.
I know. So I said to Angela that we thought maybe the show would be boring because everyone kept saying, oh, we got along great. But she said that there were a lot of twists and turns and shocks. She also said that Bear was madly in love. So apparently he does find someone. But I have to say our intuition sucks.
But we did see her, remember, after the screening was finished and we were all leaving to go out. She was in that locked glass room. Remember, the door was locked.
Yeah.
Having a serious talk with someone who I presume was someone from Channel 9. What were they talking about? Does she maybe come back on the show? That would be a fun twist.
Yes.
They brought
Intruder,
back ex-contestants.
There is something suspicious about her edit. I don't know what it is. But anyway, we do have some thoughts on possible frontrunners. Though, obviously, take it for what it's worth. Since our intuition is non-existent.
They could be gone by next episode. So
exactly.
Lucky you're listening now.
Exactly.
If you're before that.
So I want to mention Kim from Queensland. She is the doctor and she has 5 kids. She also loves racing Porsches, and she made a really dramatic entrance at the mansion in her car. She's great. She's been widowed twice. She's been a military doctor, and both of her husbands were pilots.
Yeah, she was lovely when we chatted to her. And then there's Jan. I do like Jan. I don't think it's ultimately going to be Jan, though, because that would be too predictable. Because there are too many twists and turns to come, right?
Yeah, that's what I think as well. And I also loved Jeanette from Victoria. A lot of the women at the premiere party, they were wearing very pageant-y type gowns. And she was wearing the sexy strapless black dress.
Yes.
She also has a great body because she's a Pilates instructor, owns a studio. And I read that she had a heart attack at 50.
That's so scary.
Yeah,
50?
I know, so young.
Wow.
So she lives on the Mornington Peninsula. And when I was chatting with her, she did invite me to come and do Pilates at her studio. And Jeanette,
when you're in the area.
Yeah, exactly.
Next state.
I want to go to the Mornington Peninsula just to do Pilates with Jeanette.
Let's do that.
So Jeanette scored the first date with Bear and the first real-ish kind of kiss. And I have to say, also, Catherine was originally one of my front runners, but she is getting a stage 5 clinger edit. She is freaking annoying.
She's like getting the Clarette edit, poor Clarette from Farmer.
Oh my God, totally. She is this year's Clarette.
Yeah.
So the fact that she went against the sisterhood with the whole permission to push initiative, that turned me against her because she is not a girl's girl.
Yeah, I mean, is she nice though? And she's just getting the villain edit. We've been wrong as usual on these things before. And then the villains, we end up liking them.
Yes.
The thing with Kim and Jeanette is that they both have lives and families in another state. So for someone like Kim, who's a doctor with 5 kids, I can't imagine her leaving an established practice and starting over again in Sydney. Can you? I hate it when they bring in people from so many different states. I know they have to cast and they're just looking for good people, but they're too far away. It never seems to work out.
I think that's a real consideration.
Yeah.
And it gives Jan and Catherine, etc., an advantage because they are Sydney based.
Yeah, and he's probably thinking in his mind, if this is going to last for real, like I can get to know this person more outside of the show when it's finished because you're living in my city.
For sure.
These other women don't have a chance of that, really.
Yeah. And I do have to give a special shout out to Bianca Dye.
Mm-hmm.
So Flurzy and I both know her from our days back in the entertainment trenches of the city, years gone by, you know, a long time ago. She is a fabulous girl, and I think is going to be the comic relief, the funny narrator.
Yes.
So I do hope this leads to us seeing more Bianca after this because she's really good TV.
Oh, it was so good to reconnect with Bianca. She is such a media survivor. And she hasn't been lucky in love, which is such a shame because I do think she'd make a fantastic partner for someone because she is a really great girl. We can honestly say that we know her in real life. Bianca is a lovely person.
For sure. So this show is only 9 episodes total. So we already have only 7 more to go. And I think it's going to be a fast and furious thing. But Bear might just be a little boring at this point, but we are here for the ride.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye on Bear. We'll come back to you. We'll let you know what we think. So that is it for this week. Thanks for listening. I'm Fleur Michelle.
And I'm Shelley Seddon.
Please continue to check out the deep dives on So Many Receipts.